Welcome back. Today we're doing a review on a couple different flashlights that I actually received as Christmas presents in 2015. I figured did a video on MagLights, so why not do a video on these. Also, I have one of these little Coleman lanterns that I usually take when I go camping, and I figured I'd compare them to some of these other models here. Now, a note on me and lanterns and lights and stuff like that. I love LEDs, obviously. In case you haven't been watching any of these videos, you know I talk about them a lot. I think they're really neat. In fact, you can see in the background here my LED cube. That's basically the future of lighting, and the future's here. We're in the era now where these LED lights are more and more common. They're getting better and better, brighter. Some of them have rechargeable battery systems now, and so on and so forth. So it's nice to see technology kind of moving forward here a little bit, and you'll see some of these here are a lot better than others. Now, I do have, well, with camping, just like anything else, I have a variety of different tools. I have camping sets for just me. I have camping sets for a bunch of different people, and there's also, different kinds of camping, like backpacking, car camping, so on and so forth. So it's always good to have options when it comes to tools, equipment, so on and so forth. You get the idea. With that, this lantern here is a great replacement for those great big fluorescent lanterns. In fact, I have one. It takes 8D batteries, has 2 fluorescent bulbs in it. Nice thing is it has a little remote, but it's heavy. I find that on the colder nights, the fluorescent doesn't work as nice. You go through those batteries pretty quickly. The remote part's nice, but that's about, really it. The bulkiness of it, the brightness of it, it is bright, but the bulkiness of it kind of makes it a little prohibitive to bring unless you're going car camping. And frankly, if I go car camping, I have myself a propane lantern that I find to be quite bright. In fact, a little too bright sometimes, but that's great for if you're having a big group. But if you're going by yourself, you're not going to want to lug a propane tank just for lighting around. So this would be a great option for that. Now, this comes from Utilitech. It is a 300 lumen light. The bottom comes off, and you can see that it does have 3 D-cell batteries, which is much better than 8. It's got this kind of like rubbery coating on it. I guess it's kind of grippy. Seemingly pretty thick, maybe polycarbonate, not sure. It seems like it'd be fairly weatherproof. I'm not sure about waterproof. But it says it is 300 lumens with a 20-hour lifetime, and it should cast light about 18 meters. Again, this is according to the little paper that came with it, and it was actually wrapped around it. Now, Utilitech is purchased at Lowe's, I believe. I've seen that brand in there before. Yeah, they say it's a water-resistant construction, and this does have a high-low setting. And you can see here, if you push it once, you get this high, again a low, and an off. My thing about this is I would rather have seen low, high, and then off. I think that would have been better because, if you're out in the dark and you turn this on, your eyes are going to have to adjust for it to a second, whereas the low isn't as bad. But that's my preference. It does have a nice carry handle on it with kind of these little ridges. It's maybe hard to make on camera, but they are there. And it has a nice little swivel. It's light, it's pretty compact. Not bad lantern. Then we have this next one here, which is from Energizer. This one is rated at 165 lumens. It is dimmable. It does have a 100-hour lifetime on it, according to the booklet here. My brother actually told me after he saw this that he actually picked up one of these before he went to a trip to Texas. And he says it does eat through batteries on high. Now, this one here has this folding system where this strap basically is a rubber strap. It kind of holds on tight with this hook up here. And you could actually flip this around, connect it in on the other side, and then pull this open and hang it, which is really neat. And then that comes on, and the LEDs, it looks like there's 6 bulbs in here, and it looks like they're shining onto this plate. And that's pretty neat. And if you hold it down, it'll actually start to dim to the point where it shuts off, and then it comes back up, and it'll just keep ramping up and down, which is, again, pretty neat. I like that. Again, maybe I would have liked it to go low than high, but whatever. You know, that's one of those things. Everyone has their preference. Now this one here has a nice screw on the bottom. Now you could actually use a screwdriver, or I'm sure a quarter would open that up, which should be pretty good. I'm not sure how field, replaceable the batteries are if you don't have a quarter or a screwdriver on you, but I usually have my leather Minami anyway when I'm out camping, so no big deal. And this is 4 AA batteries. One thing I did notice about this is there's a rubber gasket, but there's also these holes that when this goes together, the sides of this slip into these holes, and I was trying to figure that out because I'm not sure how waterproof that would be. I mean, it says it's water resistant like the other one did, but I don't know. This one seems like it's a lot more waterproof to me. Now I know they're a lot bigger, and it's a lot brighter too, but let's see. This one I'm thinking is going to be better for backpacking. It's not as light and small as this one, but this one is not that bright at all. I mean, this is just 2 standard LEDs in here, just standard white LEDs, where these could be maybe 50-50 LEDs. I'm not 100% sure. I did try to do a little bit of a tear down on these 2, just for ha-has to see. This one, that's not happening. It seems like it's pretty well put together. I mean, there's no screws down here. There's nothing. The other one, there is, and I've been tempted, but we'll see. This one's obviously going to have some circuitry to make that dim. I'm sure that circuitry is going to use up a little bit more power. After cleaning off my memory card, I can actually film the rest of this video. All we have left are these 2 flashlights at the end over here. Now, this is just your standard, I think it takes 3 AA or 3 AAA battery flashlight here. Yeah, 3 AAAs. Came with the batteries too. And this is just a regular flashlight. This is actually nice and bright. This is a 200 lumen flashlight. It has a distance of 175 meters, and the battery will last 4 hours. Now it does not have any low or high modes, just on or off. It's got a standard clicky switch, so there's no computers involved in this. Pretty decent reflector. Not sure what kind of bulb that is, but let's see if I can swamp the camera out. Woo! It's a nice bright light. I'm going to shut the lights off here in a little bit. We'll get a view of how all these look. What I do like about this one is it could be broken down pretty well. You can actually take all this apart. This unscrews here. It's basically just a little aluminum block inside here with the LED mounted to it. Nothing too fancy. Let's see if I can get it apart. I had it apart. Here we go. Just for ha-has. I mean, everything is, of course, nicely gasketed. There's the money shot right there. Now this kind of looks like it's one of your standard LEDs. In fact, this little piece of plastic comes off here. You can't really tell too well from the camera, but it does actually bubble up. It's got a nice little dome lens on it. And judging by that yellow material, that whole thing glows. Also, you can see the positive and negative pads, but they're actually using another negative pad over here. And I did look in behind this. There really isn't anything there. It's just, a wire going down to the positive lead, and the negative lead is just the grounded out case. Let's see if I can actually get this to unscrew here. It should come right out. Also, don't mind the screaming in the background. My wife is in the other room watching a horror movie, one of her favorite kind of horror movies to watch. Yeah, see, this is just like springs just kind of epoxied on the back there, and Not sure what good this would do you getting this apart like this. I don't think you could swap the LED out for another color or anything like that, so it's more for just me checking this out. I should also mention that this has to go back on the front here, this little plastic piece. This is just something to distance that reflector away. This should just butt up. And the other side here is just your barrel with the screw on it, nothing fancy. Again, this is a Utilitech light, which I mentioned before, that comes from Lowe's. Let's get this nice and tight. Great. The other light here is a kind of a neat animal. I actually got one of these last year for Christmas, and also for my parents. I don't think they really paid attention this year, but honestly, this one's better than the one they got me last year. At first glance, it looks just like a regular flashlight. When you look at the end of it, you'll see it's one of these just 3 LED bulb flashlights. You know, not the brightest thing, but for being so long, you're wondering, well, what the heck, you know? It's extendable, and it has a head at the end that turns, so you could use it to, you know, get around corners, I guess you could say. The one I had last year, you had to turn it on and off by screwing the head on and off, whereas this one has the button. Obviously, I like the button a lot better. You can see you can use it to get behind stuff or whatnot. Plus, it does have a magnetic head on it, so you could, you know, take something you're missing and pick it up with a screw, or yeah, it's not gonna pick up the screwdriver, but yeah. Oh, I dropped the screw. Let me pass this down and get it. Yeah, that's good for that. But what I do want to do with this is, since I have one of these, is try to tear this one apart and maybe change the white LEDs out for a different color. Who knows, like a blue or red or green or something like that, because, well, I already have a ton of white flashlights and bright ones at that. It'd be nice to have a red flashlight for covert, or, you know, I know they use green flashlights for hunting, for finding blood trails and stuff like that, and, well, I don't hunt, but that's a possibility. I mean, it's all going to use a similar voltage here. And looking at the inside of here, it looks like I could just desolder the bulbs from the inside here and just swap them for whatever bulb I'd like. So I'm going to have to come back to this one in a separate video and experiment with it perhaps and see. There is also a magnet at the end, which again isn't the strongest magnet, but it does have its uses. It's a neat flashlight. It'd be nice if maybe it did actually have AA batteries mounted inside of it instead. The little watch batteries at the top, but no complaints. It's a neat little light. In fact, I think somewhere over here, yeah, here's the one I got last year. Now the one last year has one of these high power LEDs in it. You can see here's that metal ring. Unfortunately, the batteries are dying this one, so it's not the brightest thing at all. It's very, very dim. But yeah, it has the same telescoping angling head. This one actually has a little bit more spring to it, it seems like, where the other one didn't. So that one's better for that too. And I think this is shorter. Let's see. Oh, same size. No magnet on the end of this one either. So you can see I did get a little bit of an upgrade here from some of my older lights. Also, from the MagLight video, here's the mini MagLight, which, you know, again is one of their nice LED lights, but I find that it's not the brightest as compared to some of these other ones now. This is actually almost as bright as the large MagLight that I have, which unfortunately is not with me right now. It's out in my car, so I can't compare that one. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to kill these lights out here. My big TV in the room here, so you can get into a completely dark area. And let's see, we'll back the camera up. Starting with the Utilitech lantern. We can see that that lights up this desk area pretty nicely. Oops. Sorry, plugged into the jack here. On low, that's nice. It's not the brightest light, and that's good because, you know, maybe you're in your tent at night getting changed and you don't want to be seen. I don't know. Of course, off. Then we have the next lantern, which is our Energizer lantern. This one has the light. Maybe that's what those holes are from the bottom. Let a little bit of the light come out. I suppose it does. Let's see the dimmable option. We can dim that down to minimal. It seems like this one, because of the panels, kind of throws the light outward more, you know? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Oh yeah, it's definitely just me. Yeah, this one definitely throws the light out more. There's this one on high and the other one on low. And we'll put this one on low. We'll see what this looks like. Yeah, and for comparison, here's that little jammy we talked about earlier. See how bright that guy is? Yeah, not that bright. This is what I usually hang inside my tent. I do like this one for a reason. It does have the shutter on it, so you can have the light come out 360 degrees, or you could pull it up and use it more like a path light in front of you. These other ones don't do that, but hey, there's a different tool for each reason. I've already discussed that. So now we'll go into the flashlight, starting with the Utilitech. You can see that's a nice, bright, focused light. It almost, on the camera, it washes out. Like I'm shining on my cutters over here, and I could see them clear as day, but the camera just swamps it right out. Compared to the MagLight mentioned earlier. Yeah. I used to love this light. It used to be super bright. Now the thing with this is you can focus it, which is nice. It's a MagLight, which, you know, they're pretty indestructible. I mean, this does have that click switch, which is nice, but click switches make noise. Sometimes you don't want the noise. Then again, the light is get your attention anyway, so what's the difference? This also seems like it's got that kind of tactical thing going on with the ring over here. I'm not sure if you could, like, you know, use that as a tactical light, maybe to hit somebody with it, or pressure points or whatever. I mean, just because it looks tactical doesn't mean it is tactical, right? And lastly, here's the little light. You know, those 3 LEDs aren't going to give you the most focused beam, but hey, it's better than no light, right? Plus, how many other flashlights do you know can extend like that and get back into a hard to reach area if you're trying to see into something? I mean, again, is it more of a gimmick than it's a use? Not really sure. I think changing the color of that will make that a little bit more useful for me. And well, there you have it. It's about all I can do for this video. If you like what you saw, please hit the subscribe button and the thumbs up button at the bottom there, and we'll have some more videos for you soon. Thanks for watching.